नमस्तुते सर्वते एव सर्व अनंत वीर्यामित विक्रमस्त्वं सर्वं समाप्नोषि ततोऽसि सर्वं नमः पुरुषात् अथा पृष्ठात् ते नमोस्तुते सर्वत्र एव सर्व अनंत वीर्यामित विक्रमस्त्वं सर्वं समाप्नोषि ततोऽसि सर्व
नमोस्तुते सर्वत एव सर्व अनंत वीर्यामित विक्रमस्त्वं सर्वं समाप्नोषि ततोऽसि सर्वं
Okay, word for word translation. Nama, offering obeisances. Urasta, from the front. Atha, also. Prastata, from behind. Te, unto you. Namastu, I offer my respects. Te, unto you. Sarvatra, from all sides. Eva, indeed. Sarva, because you are everything. Ananta Virya, unlimited potency. Amita Vikrama, and unlimited force. Tvam, you. Sarvam, everything. Samapnosi, you cover. Tata, therefore. Asi, you are. Sarva, everything. Okay, translation and purport by Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Obeisances to you from the front, from behind, and from all sides. O unbounded power, you are the master of limitless might. You are all pervading, and thus you are everything. Please repeat after me. Obeisances to you from the front, from behind, and from all sides. O unbounded power, you are the master of limitless might. You are all pervading, and thus you are everything. Perfect. Out of the living ecstasy for Krishna, his friend, Arjuna is offering respects from all sides. He is accepting that he is the master of all potencies and all powers and far superior to all the great warriors assembled on the battlefield. It is said in the Vishnu Purana 1.969, Yo yam tvagato deva samipam devata gana satvam eva jagat rasta yata sarvagato bhava. Whoever comes before you, even if he be a demigod, is created by you, O Supreme Personality of Godhead. Om Agyanyatimiraddasya Jnana Jana Salakaya Chakshurunritam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapatantikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalparubhyasya Kripa Sindhaviracha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, basically this chapter starts off with Arjuna saying all his illusion is over. He has understood that Krishna is the cause of all causes. Krishna is the source of everything. Krishna is in each and every atom. He has gained all that knowledge from the previous chapters. But now this is his conclusion. Right at the beginning, the first sloka is saying that his illusion is completely over. Krishna creates everything, starting from Mahavishnu, lying in the causal ocean, breathing in and out universes. Then Garbhodakshai Vishnu, from the navel lotus flower is created, from which Brahma is created. Garbhodaksha Vishnu is the controller of every individual universe. Shirodaksha Vishnu enters into each and every atom, enters as Paramatma. Krishna also maintains everyone. So everywhere Krishna is there. He is from the beginning to the end, everywhere. And that illusion is over. Arjuna is understood that this is what it is. At the end of chapter 9, slok 934, Krishna says, engage your mind always in thinking of me. Become my devotee, offer obeisances to me and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me. This sloka's instruction is very powerful, and that is why it is repeated in 1865. So this was one of the conditions or the requirements which Bhagavan is saying, that always think of me. So then Arjuna is asking, in 10:17 he says, "O Krishna, O Supreme Mystic, how shall I constantly think of you? And how shall I know you? In what various forms are you to be remembered, O Supreme Personality of God?" So the requirements have been given by Bhagavan in the 9th chapter, end of 9th chapter. Then Arjuna is questioning, how to remember you? You are asking me to remember you all the time. So how should I remember you? So Krishna obliges and says, I will tell you of my splendorous manifestations, but only of those which are prominent, O Arjuna, for my opulence is limitless. So he is counteracting, Krishna is counteracting, saying, there are so many, so there is, I'll just mention a few of them. Thereafter Krishna mentions 82 opulences in chapter 10. Having exhibited the opulences, Krishna says in 10:14 that there is no end to my divine manifestations. What I have spoken to you is but a mere indication of my infinite opulences. Know that all opulent, beautiful and glorious creations spring from but a spark of my splendor. But then he says, but what need is there, Arjuna, for all this detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe. So, now he has expanded and said, you can see me here, you can understand me here, I'm the mountain, I'm the lion, I'm so and so. I'm everywhere. But then he says, all this is fine, but I am everywhere to be found. So Arjuna addresses Krishna as Parmeshwaram and also as Purushottam and requests to be shown the universal form, because he says, I pervade everywhere. So now his curiosity has increased and he says, can I please show me your universal form? Arjuna requests with a lot of humility and says only to show if Krishna deems fit to show. He does not demand, he is always asking very politely, please, if you feel I am capable, then please show me this form of yours. Arjuna has become totally convinced, but in order to establish Krishna's divinity for all, he is requesting Krishna to display his universal form. He himself has been totally convinced that whatever we had mentioned, that Krishna is cause of all causes and everything. But other people may not believe so. So for them, he says, please now show me your universal form. Personally, Arjuna had no desire to see. In future, there will be so many impostors who would place themselves as incarnations of God. Criteria would be for them to display this universal form. Right? So if someone says, oh, I am God, then you can challenge him and say, show me your universal form. And if he can't, then he's an impostor. Secondly, another reason which is given in the slokas is, Arjuna was shown because the whole system of parampara had collapsed and Arjuna was creating a new parampara. So he was the first recipient of the knowledge of the Gita, and he should be completely convinced and he should be showing the form of. So that is why Bhagavan said, okay, I will show you, so you can be technically and spiritually convinced that I am source of everything. Arjuna was shown because he was the beginning of the parampara system. Krishna agrees to show Arjuna the universal form, but prepares Arjuna beforehand. You can't show something just like that. There are various stages to be carried out. And there were basically two things which were required. One was that the form is of glaring effulgence. You can't even see into the sun, and the form which is stated here is as if it is thousands and thousands of suns shining away. So this present material eyes could not take in that form. So he had to be given divine eyes to see. So Bhagavan says, okay, I will give you divine eyes. Krishna agrees to show Arjuna the universal form, but prepares Arjuna beforehand. First of all, Krishna has to provide Arjuna with divine eyes. This was to change his vision, but not his mind. It is stated in the sloka that it was only to change his vision. He could perceive this, but not to change his mind. Because if he changed his mind, he would start even worshipping that form, that universal form. Yeah, this was the main thing. So it was only done to change his vision, but not his mind. Secondly, to make Arjuna aware he was about to see, because he says that no one has ever seen or heard of this before. So the form which he was about to disclose, which the Bhagavan was going to show, has never been seen by anyone before. And this is not an ordinary form. It's not like you have seen something before. You can relate to it. Here there was nothing to relate to. So a person has to be guided to what is to be seen. You know, it's like you have an example of a lady who is about just become pregnant or something, and it goes for sonography or something. And there is a black and white picture which is showing on the screen when she does this. She doesn't know anything about what to see in that thing. Where the small fetus is, what it is. The doctor has to come and actually point it out. Look there, look there. This is what Krishna is preparing this Arjuna, that I am about to disclose the universal form to you. You have not experienced, so I will tell you. Now you look at this, you look at this, you look at this, you will be seeing this, this is what you will perceive. So this is the two things which Krishna has briefed him before. Then on the slokas it says there are three descriptions of the universal form. First of all, the Krishna is giving the prelude of what to see. Then there is Sanjay describing the universal form. Sanjaya is explaining to Dhritarashtra that this is what Arjuna is seeing. So he himself is saying what Arjuna is seeing, and he is describing this thing. Then the third description is what Arjuna himself saw, and he is mentioning what he is saying. So Arjuna saw, what did he see? He says Arjuna saw all the demigods and various other living entities. He saw Brahma sitting on the lotus flower, as well as Lord Shiva and all the sages and divine servants. This is all what he had known, or what he had an idea about, but now he's actually seeing that forms. He saw many, many arms, bellies, mouths, eyes expanded everywhere without limit. Glaring effulgence an immeasurable radiance of the sun, glorious form of Krishna adorned with various crowns, clubs and discs. Your eyes are the sun and the moon, the radiant colors touching the sky. So all these wonderful things were seen in the universal form. Till this time, Arjuna was totally amazed, astonished, full of awe. Wow, it's something beyond his expectations. He's saying, it's stated that he saw everything sitting from one place. He could see everything what he wanted to see. He could see the past, he could see the present, he could see the future. All these things were amazing for him, totally full of awe. Then Arjuna, basically his focus went to the mouth of the universal form, all the mouths which were there gaping. All the sons of Dhritarashtra, along with their allied kings, and Bhishma, Drona, Karna, and our chief soldiers also are rushing into your fearful mouths. And some I saw trapped heads smashed between your teeth. So he was enjoying the movie. He was enjoying all the visual display which was taking place. And then his eyes focused on the mouths and all the rushing of the various people going in, and their mouths and their heads being crushed by the teeth. Now Arjuna had become very perturbed and lost all composure. This rushing into the mouths, there are two similarities, or not similarity, but two ways of showing this has been given. One is, as the many waves of the rivers flow into the ocean. That is one way. That as the waves of the rivers, or the rivers go slowly into the ocean. That is one explanation given. And the other explanation is given as moths dash to destination in a blazing fire. So two ways which has been described. And then I was reading somewhere, it says that death will come to both the devotee and a non-devotee. There is no difference in dying. There is a devotee who can die and a non-devotee can die. Because it says one who has taken his birth is sure to die, and after death one is sure to take birth again. So now the question is, the difference is in dying. And these two methods which have been shown, rivers into the ocean, it is saying, it is basically applies to a spiritual person. During the course of the river, it helps people along the way. A spiritual person tends to do that. Water enters and remains in the ocean. It merges with the ocean. Becomes calm when it has entered the ocean. It was excited coming in, and finally when it reaches the ocean, it remains in the ocean and it has become peaceful. While the other explanation which is given for moths into fire, it is for materialistic people. They are no good at all except for themselves. They are the complete destruction of the body. So this is the way which some of the acharyas have been mentioning. Then it also mentions that Bhishma was considered to be equal to 25,000 Arjunas. But he too was seen entering into the mouth. So that just shows how great. He's trying to give the example of how great Krishna is. Another example of going into the mouth is similar to what previously was there. As a cat catches a rat, right? The rat becomes terrified. But if the same cat picks up the kitten is not at all frightened. So that is when going into the mouth of the Bhagwan, this is what has been said, whether you are a devotee or you are non-devotee. But all of us will have to go at one stage. So with this thing, having lost his composure, Arjuna fails to even recognize Krishna. He has temporarily forgotten who is he dealing with. And he says, who are you and what is your mission? To which Bhagwan replies, I am time and destroyer of the world, and my mission is to destroy all people. With the exception of the Pandavas, all the soldiers here on both sides will be slain. This process cannot be stopped. Right? Krishna says he has already killed all the people, but he wanted Arjuna to get the credit for it. The word used is nimitta matram. So, if Arjuna had refused, then someone else would have been selected. It was not that, Bhagwan was dependent on Arjuna to do all this. If he's not there, someone else. So the example which is given is just like a car has a puncture. You change the tire if the puncture is there. You change the tire, but you do not stop the journey. Saying, Bhagwan is saying, if not you, I'll get someone else. So when we have seen what I've described all this time, there are summary of emotions which go through. First of all, it's humility for asking. Secondly, is amazement, astonishment, awe. Then fear creeps in. Then extreme fear creeps in. And then he says he has to glorify. He starts glorifying God. And he offers obeisances and finally offers apologies for not knowing all this. So these different emotions which have gone through are very nicely depicted in this chapter, chapter 11. Arjuna underwent a variety of emotions and realized just how great Krishna is. We talk about God being great, but here it is first-hand realization. And in 11.38, which we did 2 days back or something, you are the original personality of Godhead, the oldest, the ultimate sanctuary of this manifested cosmic world. You are the knower of everything. You are all that is knowable. You are the supreme refuge. This whole cosmic manifestation is pervaded by you. Then in yesterday's sloka, he says, you are air, you are fire, water. It's basically the 5 Mahabhutas, the 8 different separated energies of the Bhagwan. You are the moon, you are Brahma, you are great grandfather, you are everything. Now the only thing remaining for Arjuna was to offer obeisances, and which he says that he just did not know where. So he says from the front, from the back, from all sides. That is the only thing which is left for him to do, and that is the only thing he can do, and that is what he did. Hare Krishna. Granth Raj Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.